It's time to sell books. Are you selling books? Is this something that you've even thought about doing or bringing in? I don't care what kind of store you are. Selling books may just be the thing that you're going to add in 2025 after you listen to this episode with Lisa Bach with the Anne McGilvery and Company. Oh my goodness, this was such a good episode. We were in person, which I prefer and I love when we were in Atlanta at America's Mart. And Lisa sold me. I tell you what, there's some really cool things you could be doing with books. And if you're already doing some of those things, I want to hear about it. Go to our Facebook group, share pictures. I want to see what you're doing. But man, there's some really incredible things that you could do to really create a story in your store, which is very Instagrammable, works so well on social, helps sell other products. I think there's so much opportunity in selling books, and I had no idea until I did this episode with Lisa. Before we dive into this rich conversation, here's a little bit about my guest. Lisa Bach is a passionate publishing and gift industry leader with extensive experience in publishing. She focuses on independent retailers, sales, B2B initiatives, international sales, new business development, trade show management, and merchandising. She has a deep knowledge of selling to non-traditional markets, including key account sales, all the way down to our independent retailers. And she is with Anne McGilvery and Company, which is a 50-year-old nationwide sales agency selling lines that make people happy. A big part of that is book lines, including Penguin Random House, Chronicle Books, Simon & Schuster, and more. If you could watch this episode, because we're in person, I also have a little bit of a video of their showroom, then watch it. Otherwise, listen away, comment, and you're going to love this episode. Let's dive in. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Crystal Vilkaitis, the Wolf of Main Street, and this is Rooted in Retail. Lisa, welcome to Rooted in Retail. I'm thrilled you're here.
I'm so happy to be here chatting with you.
Yes, we're in person. We're in Atlanta at America's Mart. If you are a gift and home retailer, you got to check out annmore.com. Come to market. There's nothing better than being in person and seeing awesome people like Lisa. Lisa, tell us a little bit about you and your retail journey.
Ooh, my retail journey. My journey has always been grounded in books. I always knew I wanted to be in publishing, and I've loved books since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
So I won't go the long way through, majoring in English, getting a master's degree, but I was an editor at HarperCollins. And I was pulled to be on the Visions and Values Special Markets team. I knew nothing about what that was. Yeah. And what it was it was looking at selling books as gifts. And so it was fascinating as an editor to think about where books are sold, not just in traditional bookstores, but in gift stores around the country. And back then, it was a long time ago, back then it was really a developing channel to sell books in gift stores. And I thought it was fascinating. And so it really helped me be a better editor. But then 10 years in to my career, I kept thinking about where's my passion? What's next? And I loved retail. I thought it was fascinating to think about the book as gift. And so it's non-returnable business, like just from a business standpoint, what an interesting thing to treat a book as gift. Mm-hmm. And so I ended up moving over to the sales side and landing a job at Chronicle Books, which at the time was really known for publishing gift books, really looking at the market, thinking about it. And so that is what led me to gift publishing and thinking about books. So I was an editor and then a sales manager, and I got to really fall in love with the industry. Yeah. Both industries. I love publishing and I love special markets and the gift industry. Yeah. And so with that, I got to know rep agencies, I got to, the reps and retailers. And that really is what sparked my passion for just thinking about how to sell more books and where and how, all the mom and pop shops all across the country, roadside stands, car washes. I mean, really, it was like endless opportunities. And that was creative to me. It was creative selling.
Totally.
So working for a creative company, making product that would land then out at, all these different stores.
Yeah. And this is where I'm really excited for this conversation, because as I was preparing for it, I was thinking, really, any of my listeners could add books.
100%.
Like, this applies to everybody listening, which is so fun. Now, and then where are you now? Because this is sort of
Where am I now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so after over 20 years at Chronicle Books, I took some time off. I worked with a coach, and I really thought about what did I want my, sort of next chapter to be?
Yeah.
And it's retail. It was all about serving retailers and working. I always, we've worked with rep agencies for so long, so I turned to the other side. Everyone keeps saying, what does it feel like on the other side?
Yeah.
So I work for Ann McGilvery and Company, who has been serving retailers for over 50 years.
Awesome.
And I'm lucky enough to be there now as the sales director, and I work with publishers and the gift companies, but I'm really right now focusing on publishers. And we work with everybody. So it's really fantastic. Penguin Random House, Chronicle Books, HarperCollins, everybody. And it's been amazing.
Yeah, so fun. And this is also where I'm like really excited what you do, and so curious to peek behind the curtain today. We met in October at an industry conference, and we're like late night fireside chat.
That was fun.
That was so fun. And talking about, I want to write several books, and your past and your knowledge and your history and all the things. And it was like, oh my gosh, we have to be friends. We have to talk more. Like, this is so cool. I had no idea. So I just love, like, I'm so interested in your industry. I think it's so cool. And what you are super rooted in this book space. So let's talk about retailers really using this and selling. So you mentioned books are great for gift giving.
Mm-hmm.
So for a retailer, first of all, why do you say that they're so good? I mean, I'm sure you kind of have your angle, and I so understand why, but what makes them such a great gift, and why should independent retailers consider adding books to their product mix?
Books sell, period. I absolutely have confidence that when books go in, they sell. I'm super passionate about books. There is intrinsic value in a book.
Mm-hmm.
When you buy it for yourself or you give it as a gift, it says something about you.
Yeah.
So I love that. I think books also keep people in stores longer. I think, if someone's shopping and their spouse, they have a book. People are always constantly opening books, looking through them. I think they keep people in stores longer. There's an incredible impulse factor to books. I think people see them and they say, I know exactly who to give it to. It's a hostess gift, it's a birthday gift, it's a girlfriend gift. Like, there's an impulse factor with books that I think really works. And I think one of the most important things they do is they cement a merchandising story. You can have platters and like boards out, martini glasses, the book in that story at merchant, like in the store. It really says that's what this is. This is the kids area with the plush animals and children's books, board books. So to me, I just think there's so many reasons that retailers should absolutely have books.
There's so
retail.
many. Oh my gosh, there's so many. So anybody that's listening to this, I would be so curious. You could go into our Facebook group for Rooted in Retail and share, like, do you sell books right now? And if you don't, but you're thinking about it, then share that. Just post in the group, because I think this is a cool conversation for us to have. If we can increase the dwell time of people staying in our store,
Absolutely.
and just have things that are impulse, increase that average ticket, have people just buying these books as gifts, like a more kind of emotional connection point too, I think, with that type of product. I mean, that's such a win. So I love it.
Yeah, and they're great add-ons.
Yes.
If you are, buying that charcuterie board, if you are buying, like a gift, a book adds on, and it sort of makes the nice little gift bundle. It's a great add-on too.
It's a great add-on, and I love seeing those storytelling in the stores. So good. Okay, now there's a lot of book options available. Like, whoa.
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're...
Massive.
There are about 275,000 books published a year.
Whoa.
I mean, that's like industry wide.
Okay.
That's a lot of books, but that includes. I mean,
Everything.
that's why I think I don't say that to overwhelm people. I say that because if you narrow that down, that includes fiction and all the things. But what's really special about gift publishing is most companies are publishing to it. They are creating giftier packages, small hardcovers. The cover is everything. The cover is everything. Color wise, you got to get the hook right away, the impulse. So there's a lot out there every year, but in the gift industry, it's really curated, tight, really looking at trends, what's working, what's not working. So don't get overwhelmed by that, by that there are so many publishers. I think, the good news to that is that means every store on every street could have books and they'd all be different. So up and down any street, you can pick and choose based on what you're selling, based on what you're merchandising. And what your themes are. And that's what I think is really cool about gift publishing is you're not all going to be selling the same books.
No,
You're
and our
not.
retailers care about that so much.
Absolutely.
As they should, right? You want
That's
your
right.
unique items. We worry about the street down the store selling the same thing. This has got to be so hard to replicate. Like there's so many options. So with there being so many options, what are you seeing some of the book trends right now?
Ooh, I love trends.
Okay.
I mean, it's really interesting. I have to say I'm very lucky that I now am, all of the publishers do webinars before, right? Your new catalog's coming out, here's all the new books, and the publisher literally curates down to the gift channel. So when they present the books, they're the gifty books. So all the reps are learning about what the new books are, and for this channel, right?
Okay.
Not for bookstores. They don't sell every book. They really focus on gift books. I would say some of the really fun trends right now, based on webinars, based on what we see in different showrooms for other gifts, pasta. I'm going to go with pasta. I think that pasta is, there are a lot of really good pasta books coming out from publishers, different publishers. Chronicle Books has one called Your Pasta Sucks by Matteo Lane, who's just hilarious. So a comedian, but loves pasta. And like pairing that with Fred, I saw, has some really fun new items that are pasta related, a sauced up spoon rest. Like just, you can put together a story around pasta, which I think would be really fun. I'm going to go with birds.
Oh, birds.
I know birds.
Okay.
And please, I think many people know I'm a birder. I'm not saying birds because I love birds.
This is
Literally,
not personal.
no, it's not personal. Yeah, no.
Okay.
If you put a bird on it, it sells. I mean, birds really do well. So in the, gifting category, but in books, you can buy from some of the publisher puzzles and decks and books, create a nice little bird story. Right now we're seeing a lot with Wicked and Wizard of Oz, which is really interesting in books. Some of those books have been around a long time. They're coming back. I think that's also a really interesting thing with books. They don't have to be brand new.
Exactly.
Books can be, the trend can suddenly hit, but yet the book came out a couple of years ago. And so fabulous. Like it doesn't matter. It fits perfectly with the trend. And it takes a good 18 months to 2 years to make a book. So, publishers want books to stay in print and, have that long tail and that longevity. And that's why this industry is so fabulous. It's like you can pull out anything when a retailer comes to you and says, oh, this spring we're doing a national parks theme. It doesn't have to be brand new. They could have done an amazing national parks book last season or 3 years ago, but it fits beautifully in what they're trying to envision at the store level. So I also, I think all retailers, when they come, they always want to think about, and books make great gifts for men. So I think men's gifting, always important to think about. So that is one where it's humor. Humor titles work really well.
I could see that. Yep.
And, any sports or hands,
Trivia.
Exactly. I get asked a lot for Yeah, sports in
Yeah.
particular. And I have to say, I have my own golf journal, the Ultimate
Oh,
Golf Book.
that you wrote?
Yeah, the Ultimate Golf Journal is coming
Cool.
out March 4th,
Oh my
and
gosh,
it's
Lisa.
a gift. There's a lot of content there. It's in a beautiful package, and that's because it's a perfect gifting moment. Everyone knows somebody who loves golf. So
Amazing.
thank
Congratulations. I
you.
can't wait to
Appreciate it.
see that. So awesome.
Again, it's all about curation.
Yeah.
I think that if a store comes up with a theme that they love, if they ask their local rep, they can curate and pick and choose from all the publishers to find the right
Absolutely.
title.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun.
That'll cement it. It's
I
really
am
fun.
so inspired right now. I want to write so many gift books. I feel like I want to go to
You could.
ChatGPT and I want to come up with really fun, unique ideas and like, oh, that's so fun. And just having retailers shop for books like that.
It is fun. I think
sounds so
retailers
fun.
do have fun. I know it can be overwhelming. I
Yeah.
totally know it. But once you get in the groove of buying books, you have your blinders on. You know what you want, and you will see. I mean, that's the instant feedback. As somebody who's worked in publishing, you put the book in their hand, instant. They know, and it's the cover, and it's the impulse to who am I going to buy this for at retail? Like, where am I going to put it in my store, and who's going to buy it?
Yep. Awesome. And they can ask questions to the reps, right? Like just navigate.
100%.
The more you do it, the better the questions you know to ask, but like get support.
And the reps are all armed with bestseller lists, new lists, top picks, like what their favorites are that they love and know. These are people with decades of experience of selling. They know what's going to work at retail. So they have their picks, and I'm sure they'd be super excited to share them.
Yeah. The Rooted in Retail Mastermind is live. I am so excited. This is my way to help our retailers be even more successful and be more hands-on with your store. Now, what you're going to get as a mastermind member is I'm going to help you get found online in your local communities. It's all about visibility. I'm going to help you create meaningful connections so you're memorable and start building those relationships. I'm going to help you master customer experience so people choose you time and time again, increasing loyalty. And I'm going to help you make more money. There is a lot of education. There's Q&A sessions with me. I bring in other pros on all sorts of retail topics to really support you in your business. Plus, as a mastermind member, you get access to our Get Listed software, where this is a done-for-you service. We increase your online visibility, again, helping you get found and growing your digital footprint. If you're interested in becoming a part of this incredible community, go to rootedinretail.com/mastermind, and I can't wait to see you on the inside. So we talked a little bit about merchandising, creating this story, and it is so much more than just putting them on the shelf. Like if you're just putting them on the shelf, that's not, we don't want to do that. So what are some creative merchandising or display tips you've seen that make books stand out in gift shops?
Great question. I think that it sometimes pains me to walk in a retailer and see books treated like a library in ones and on a shelf. That's not how they should be merchandised. I love seeing books at retail. It really makes me excited to see how different retailers envision them. I think my one important thing, stack them up, make them create their own little statement. So I would, order in 4, 6, 12, like really, nobody wants to buy the last book. So if you put one out, it's like, is that just part of the
Exactly.
You have to, if you stack it up, put one out pretty, work it into your statement. The retailer then sees how quickly they sell and knows to reorder. If you have 1 or 2 books, I have to say, you won't see how many you could truly sell. So start small, pick a few titles that you really love, go deeper, place them, stack them up. And I just think that's the best way to merchandise books at retail. I also think go crazy, like do something different. One of my favorite examples of that is years and years and years ago, Chronicle Books published a title called What's Your Poo Telling You?
Oh, yes.
And,
we have that book.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And when we published, we printed a lot. We thought it was hilarious, but all real information. Like we just loved it. And We had it at the first round of gift shows, and it didn't take off like we thought it would. And so we got back to the office, and I remember we were all in a big meeting, and we were like, what are we going to do? Like, we got to figure something out here. And we started to think, well, maybe doctor's office, medical, like we went totally like, we got to figure this out. And then I got a picture from Patina, Rick at Patina, sent a photo, an order with a healthy order for the book and a picture at retail. And it was so not what I was expecting. He took a real toilet and put it at retail, filled it with books, with the book, with What's Your Poo Telling You, and it flew. And we knew we had a hit. And that book has sold, I don't know, I don't know, 500,000. I mean, it's still a Chronicle bestseller.
Wow.
So just think outside the box, have fun with it.
Yeah. I love that example because Dustin, my husband, cameraman, had that when we first met on the back of his toilet.
Yeah, totally.
And that's exactly where you see it, is on the back of a toilet.
That's right.
And so the fact that he brought that in and displayed it that way, how we're going to see it in our homes.
And and people come in, they laugh, they think it's fun. I mean, it's great. You coffee table books, toilet books, whatever.
That's fun.
I just love that. The minute we saw that, it just, we knew.
Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't have to be the super creative, unique ideas. It's really stepping in on like, how is this going to be in the homes of my customers? And let me bring it to life. So fun.
It was really fun. I love that. That just, perfect
awesome.
example.
That's a great example. For the retailer who might be listening to this and they are a little intimidated on selling, they're like, I'm interested now. Or maybe they even do sell a little bit, but they just need some advice or strategies to really help them feel confident in selling this category. What tips or advice would you give them?
Work with a rep. I do. I think that helps you be more confident. It helps take away that intimidation of there's too much, there's so many. Let an expert really share with you their titles that they know are working.
Yeah.
And again, there's so many publishers publishing great books on different themes. They'll be able to sort of pick and choose and help curate the perfect thing in store. I think, have fun with it. Like I said, really think about children's books, sort of in a children's section, cookbooks, like they really do cement different merchandising statements around a store. So, don't put all the books together, like really use them around the store to help, again, sort of tell those stories. You will build trust in books, like you will see how well they sell. So you don't have to start big. Most publishers really have easy entry points. 24 books. So pick 4, get 6 of each. Like, don't be overwhelmed. Try it. And you'll see that they, start small and just grow with it. I'm telling you, people who start small, they come back and they just books sell.
I bet. Yeah.
So
it just starts the whole thing. This is so awesome. This is a really awesome conversation. And you guys are going to be at Evolve.
Yeah, I know.
And
very
so
excited about that.
I know. I'm thinking about our retailers at Evolve. And one thing that's cool about our conference is you have access to talk to people. We bring in really amazing speakers and people that are going to be in the room. So if anybody that's listening to this that's going to Evolve, you need to talk to Lisa about selling books. Like, I think that would be so fun. Like, I have this kind of store. What's cool now? Or if you have a story that a book went really well for you, like share that with Lisa. Let's have book talk at Evolve.
I'm there. I love it.
Okay, I love it. All right, Lisa, you ready for the resilience round?
Ooh, I'll give it my best shot.
I know you will. Okay, let's go. Best business book.
All right. On that one, I would say I'm going to Designing Your Life. So it was one that I read during my time off. I also picked it for the Gift and Home Trade Association Book Club.
Oh, that's
so
great.
Many people read it, and so the feedback is there. It really helps you prioritize your life, and that includes work, that includes business, that includes everything. I did just start another book that I'll mention called Unreasonable
I knew you were gonna
hospitality.
say it. I knew
And
you were gonna
that to
say it.
me, I'm very excited about. I'm just starting and I already have 8 million ideas about it. So
Okay.
I think that's a good one.
We have to talk about that real quick because I'm obsessed with unreasonable hospitality.
Really?
I'm sitting here, I'm like, I know you're gonna say it. And so much so that Will Guidara, the author, I tried to get him to speak at Evolve this year.
Wow.
He's $75,000 for 1 hour. Not in my budget this year. So a couple months later, they released a certification to become certified in unreasonable hospitality by Will.
Seriously?
And I got certified last year.
Stop.
And I'm teaching it at Evolve. So you're
Okay,
gonna
now
love.
I can't
You're
wait.
gonna love the framework. I'm so excited you're going. And
Wow.
yeah, that book isn't Will incredible? Like
Amazing. Just
his story,
amazing.
what he's done,
And just the ethos of how you instill. I'm not
Exactly.
done with the book, so
Okay.
I'll finish it
Won't
and then
give
we'll
anything
chat.
away. Yes. Okay, that sounds like okay. Perfect. Best retail technology, like an app or software.
Well, for books, I'm going to mention something that many people may not know about. It's called Edelweiss.
Okay.
So it is basically the digital catalog platform that all publishers use. So it's a way for publishers to manage their, basically bookstores use it, but so many more gift reps and I know gift retailers are using it in order to research books and see interiors, new catalogs. So I don't know, that might be one that people can check out.
Say it again.
Edelweiss, we all joke about Edelweiss.
Okay, awesome. We'll link to that too. What a great resource. How do you keep up with the ever-changing retail landscape?
I would say that I love to go to stores. I love to talk to retailers. I helped co-found the Gift and Home Trade Association Retailer Committee with Jessica Burrell from DesignWorks Inc. And it's all about going out and keeping track. Obviously I follow a lot of people on Instagram, but whenever anybody talks about great retail, I put a pin in it on my Google map. And then whenever I'm in an area, I go check out new retailers, new stores. I love that.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Okay, to help retailers be stronger, more rooted in success, what's a merchandising foundational best practice?
We already sort of talked about it. So I'm going to stick with the stack books in 6s and more, like really give them some presence in your store.
Yeah, awesome. If you had to start your career all over again, what's one thing you'd do different?
I don't think there's anything I'd do different. I loved starting my career. I always knew I wanted to be in publishing, in books, and I got to learn how a book is made and then how to sell it. The whole process. I've been incredibly lucky and fortunate in my career. And now being at Am McGillivray, working with reps, giving them, the right tools and working with retailers and sharing my passion for gift books.
Yeah.
There's nothing I do different.
What an amazing journey.
I know, I'm
you've had.
very, very lucky.
I love it so much. What do you think the future of independent retail looks like?
Incredibly strong. I am very passionate about independent retail. I just think entrepreneurs out there doing what they love and having a vision and really doing it in their communities, and it's so community oriented. So I think more and more people are focusing on their community right now, and it's super important. So I think it's incredibly strong.
Yeah, me too. How can people connect with you and learn more?
Well, I am on, obviously, LinkedIn. You can find me there. I am on Instagram, but I would say the best way to connect with me is at a gift show and in a showroom at Am McGillivray. We have showrooms in Atlanta, in Dallas, in Las Vegas, in Minneapolis, and I would say there, because it's heavy to carry books around everywhere.
Yeah.
So if you come to the showroom, it makes it much easier to really show off.
Easier. Yeah. Love it.
What we
Okay.
do.
We'll link to all that too. Terrific. Lisa, this was such a great conversation. Thanks for being
Thank
here.
you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, me too. Awesome. All right, everybody. Remember that I'm rooting for your success. Have a great week ahead. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to Rooted in Retail. It means the world to me. A big favor, if you're loving the show, if you could go and leave a review. If you are an Apple listener, you can also leave a comment on Spotify if you listen that way, but that would mean the world to me. And if you're loving these conversations and you want to go deeper, then consider joining us in the mastermind. That's where you can have conversations with me,
other community members, as well as speakers and guests that you've seen on this show. So go to rootedinretail.com/mastermind to learn more.